Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Single Chronicles. I am your girl, R.S. Lewis, aka Insomniac Writer, and today we got a different episode. We have another dating horror story. You guys just like these. I don't know why. But anyway, if you're new here, make sure you share, heart, favorite, whatever you got to do, wherever you're listening to this podcast at, so you can be notified of it. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified, all that good stuff. But importantly, share these videos and comment below. That helps the algorithm. It helps all of that. For everybody else, welcome to the Single Chronicles. Hey. I'm just going to keep it rolling because I don't have a lot of time today. So, okay. I got an episode literally thrown in my lap about a few hours ago, like today. And I was like, but I had something else already planned, guys. And it came to me on Instagram and TikTok. So you already know when some people send you the same, two very different people send you the same video. All right, obviously I'm going to be talking about it. So today, it's this video that's starting to trend on social media it started out on TikTok and then it got, of course, everywhere else. This lady and this dude was on a date at Applebee's. Now, if you like Applebee's, I've been to Applebee's. I don't hate Applebee's. Applebee's is cool. It's like a really casual, laid-back chain restaurant type of place. Okay, fine. Whatever. They out there. That wasn't even a half. Sorry, my phone ringer is not on. I mean, it is on. That wasn't the problem. It wasn't the Applebee's. I don't have a problem. You ain't got to take me to no expensive restaurant all the time. My thing is that dude, at the end of the day, he asked the waiter apparently for 2 separate receipts and told the girl, and the girl was like, wait a minute, you ain't paying for my food? Like, that's what we doing? And he's like, no. And she was like, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah. And she's like, fuck you then. And he was like, well, how you getting home? Speaking of that, you ain't giving me none type stuff. And I'm like he's just real bold with it. Now, I don't know the extent of how well these two know each other. I really don't. I don't know if this is the first date or the second date or whatever. I didn't really get much gist of it. What I do know is that this some trifeball ass, corny, broke dude ass shit. Then, if that don't make matters worse, he looked like a whole bum. I would have been embarrassed to sit with him looking like that. Like, why you look like this? And I've dated some bummy dudes before. I've dated some humdiggers, as my mother would say. And I'm not too proud of those moments. Now, I'm not totally ashamed because they made me the wiser person that I am. The problem is that, bro, you couldn't even get your hair cut, get your groom on. Like, it's nothing that looks better than a man that's nicely groomed. Get your hair cut or trim. Like, I understand the beard thing. Guys don't want to cut their beard. Some of it is for religious purposes. But trim it up, or groom it. Keep it groomed and brushed and nice. Like, I don't want to play Connect 4 with your beard. Yes. Like, it just enraged me. And I was like, do I want to do fucktivity in the news? Because I've been dying to do one of those on YouTube. Do I talk about it on my page? Do I talk about it here on the Single Chronicles? You know what? It's fresh on my brain. 3 people sent it. That's 3. And I was like, all right, I'm going to talk about it. So I went and did a video on TikTok. First, I was going to stitch. Then I was like, no. Then I was like, all right, I'm just going to do a blind reaction where I'm just quiet and my face says everything I wanted to say. But I had already saw it. And when I first saw it, I saw it on my girl Dia's page. And she was basically saying the same shit I was saying. The only difference is that, I didn't know who was the original author of the video. So I was like, oh, damn. All right, whatever. It is what it is. I can't really say much else about it. I was just going to comment. That's not even the part that's even bad about this situation. Like, that's not even the worst. First of all, and as I commented in the video, I said, this ain't Ocean Prime, it's fucking Applebee's. Like, dudes be wanting a whole lot for a whole less. Like, really? Now, I talked about independent women and shaming women and all this other stuff. And I really didn't want to talk about this today. I was actually going to talk about parents and what's that movie with about Joan Crawford and Mommy Dearest. I was going to talk about some shit like that about these parents. But no, this fell in my lap instead. And I was like, okay, that's what we doing. Fellas, and I ain't going to be here long today, because I think I said what I needed to say on the TikTok. But, and if you're not following me on TikTok, here's my information right there. And that's going to be below in the description for those listening and not on YouTube. I don't want to sound like I hate men or I'm some feminazi, but every fucking time y'all dudes show me why I gotta come for y'all. Like, really? Like, don't get me wrong. There are females out there that are toxic and they will use a dude for food or whatever the case might be. There are females that's trying to get the bag, treating a man like a ladder. There are those females. But stop doing fucking chicks dirty because of those females. Why don't y'all dudes get your shit together and stop choosing these bum ass bitches? And then when you go get a nice decent ass girl, you don't have to worry about treating her like trash because you've been dogged out by every other fucking female.
Emotional damage.
This is why I tell people, men and women, on this particular channel, on this podcast, and in my classes, and everywhere. I usually wear a shirt, but today I'm not wearing that shirt. Love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you will tend to gravitate towards people. All types of people are going to gravitate to you, especially if you have a preference or a like, or whatever, or you look a certain way. It's not hard to get attention. Like, I look at myself, I ain't that bad looking. I know somebody's going to look and come out with, hey, how you doing? Whether it's in real life or on social media. I know that. But who do I choose to give my time and energy to? Is it that bum ass nigga? Excuse my language. Or is it that womanizer piece of shit? Or is it one of these trifling ass females? No. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like to see where things go. I am a curious Libra like that. I like to see, oh, maybe. And now, knowing what I know now, I just be sitting back like, just watching them dig a hole. And the crazy thing about it is that when I talk to someone, it could be a man, a woman, whatever, I let them know. The worst thing you can do for me, and this is anybody, if you even think you have a chance with me, listen to what I'm about to say right now. If you think leading with sex is going to be the thing that get my drawers all dropped, especially if we ain't never did it before, you're sadly mistaken. And even if it does go there, by whatever reason or chance it does, doesn't mean that it's going to stick, or that I'm going to stay and stick around. Why? Because that is not the only thing I am guided by. People act like I got to get some ass.
Don't be ashamed because you went out and got your little ass.
Look out.
Ass is good.
Right.
I know many of y'all may be saying, how the preacher stand up and saying ass is good. How y'all think y'all got here? If it wasn't for ass, you wouldn't be here. Ass is good. Evil is good and ass is good. And if you get you a piece of evil ass, whoo!
Like, the ass is just going to be gone if you don't get it now. Like, oh, I'm doing this for her. She got to give me some. Let me tell y'all motherfucking dudes and chicks something. Just because somebody does something for you, y'all need to deal with your traumas and your toxicity, because it seems like everybody nowadays is fucking entitled. The girl in the video felt entitled to a free meal. The guy in the video felt entitled to some fucking ass. And the problem I have with that is that y'all walk around thinking somebody owe y'all ass your shit because you fucking did something. What in the entire fuck is wrong with people? Whatever happened to, you know what? I just want to take you out, get to know you, spend some time with you, yada, yada, yada. Bam. Whatever happened to that? Sorry, moment of silence if you're listening on the podcast. Gotta take a breather. Like, let me take a sip of water. Because every time I turn around, this is the conversation. Well, yeah, I'm spending money on these shits. At least you can give me some. All right, you know what? And the last time this got posed to me, all right, well, how about I take you out? Since you want everything to be reciprocated, why does it have to be reciprocated sex? Matter of fact, I take your Applebee's dinner and I'm going to treat you to a nice, expensive ass dinner, and I'm going to make you look like the fucking fool you are. and I ain't gonna never call your ass again. The one thing that you can do to a man, and I'm not saying that you should do this type of man, this type of fool that was in this video, and I'm going to show a clip of that on probably YouTube when I post it here, but the worst thing you can do is bruise a man to ego, because men are ego driven. Women too, but men are. And I talked about this last time. The wounded man versus the wounded woman versus the healed woman and the healed man. Healed people don't do shit like this. Broke people do shit like this. Hurt people do shit like this. But even you got some rich people like, well, I treated her out to this really nice fancy restaurant. Like, why? Why? I'm sorry, I'm rambling, and I don't have notes on this because I'm just so like, why? Like, oh, then wait a minute. I go to the comment section. I just happened to see that there were only a few people that reacted to this video. So, on TikTok, when you click, or even now on Instagram Reels, when you click the sound, you can see how some people reacted to the video. So, of course, this one guy was like, yeah, she thought she found a simp today. And they're like, yeah, $42 is expensive. And first of all, you're going out to eat. Going out to eat, with the exception of fucking Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, you're going to, matter of fact, I've spent like $40 damn near Chick-fil-A. But this is when I was eating meat. If this is the type of place that you're going, whether it's Applebee's, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, or wherever these chain restaurants that aren't like fast food restaurants, you're going to spend a couple of ducats. But this isn't some one-off restaurant or some specialty place or something that's exclusive or expensive. It's fucking Applebee's. You want some ass for that? Really? And who's to say that the energy was even vibing? Like, if we chit-chatting and we talking, I don't care. We can talk about sex all day. If I'm not interested, I'm not fucking interested. If I'm not, if it doesn't get a rise out of me, it don't get a fucking rise out of me. You ain't getting none. Sorry. Not sorry. So we gotta stop eliminating this entitlement. Like, really. But again, it's fucking Applebee's. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very appreciative to anybody that treats me or does something for me. Me personally, I don't like people doing shit for me, because I grew up in an environment where people were constantly always saying, well, I did this for you. I changed your diapers. I bought you food. I did the shit that I was supposed to fucking do to you. So naturally in my brain, growing up with that trauma, my trauma response is hyper independence. So some of this shit would have never happened to me. I knew how to change the tire. I know how to change my oil. I know how to add water to my car if my car gets overheated. I know how to do a 50-50 mix with the oil, with the antifreeze if needs. But there are some things that I know how to do. And don't tell nobody this. I know how to hotwire a car. Older cars, not newer cars. So I'm going to get the fuck where I needs to be. Worst case scenario, guess what? I'm bringing money with me. I don't like going nowhere, not even with my girlfriends, without fucking money. I'm going to have money for a cab. Back then it was a cab. Now it's Uber. Or I'm going to have bus fare. Matter of fact, I drive, but I also have a SEPTA pass. That's my SEPTA pass. These are my car keys. So, I'm prepared wherever the fuck I go. Because you ain't gonna have me out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Oh yeah, I took you out, so you gonna give me da. Or even if it ain't sex, even if they go and ask me some other shit later on down the road. Well, I did such and such for you. Damn, give me an opportunity to offer that for you. Just like I gave you the opportunity to offer something to me. This is why I don't like asking people for shit. This is why I'm single. This is why I don't like going nowhere. Nobody motherfuckers be like, oh, I would love to take you out for dinner. All right, what the fuck you gonna ask me for afterwards? Because I know it's fucking coming. You know what I mean? Like, that's in my mindset because I grew up with that trauma. So I guess it prepared me for niggas like this, because who does that? And when I use the N-word, I'm not using it just for black folks. This applies to all ignorant ass motherfuckers that do shit like this. And then, like I said, I went to those comments of those dudes that was like, oh, gas is expensive and blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, bro, if you that fucking broke that you can't even afford gas, that's what we doing? So like, again, I left it as is. Now, I have the video on my inside to take it down on, because TikTok has been really, really, really anal and just a mess. So, I left it as is. But anyway, like I said, it was just astonishing to me how people really are on some, well, that's what she get. See here, I'm gonna find it. Personally, I disagree. Men, we got to do better. Now, there's some good dudes out here. Again, there's some people that I don't disagree with, but if you ashy and you look like a whole bum, you should just be happy the fact that she took time out of her day to actually spend some time with you. Maybe if you take a look in the mirror and love yourself and look a little bit better and do what you need to do to groom yourself and take pride in yourself. And I'm not saying that the clothes gotta cost shit. This shirt costs like $12. I'm not saying that the clothes gotta be expensive, name brand, fashion designer type stuff. Just neat. I've seen dudes go into Sears and come out looking with a nice outfit, throw it on with some things, with cologne, whatever, and look nice. I don't know if Sears is still around, but they were, they sold clothes back in the day for people that don't know. It's not about how much the clothes cost. It's just how well you look. Because I've seen some dudes throw on some really expensive ass shit and look like fucking bums. Same thing with females. Make it make sense. It is what it is. So, what I take from this, and again, what I take from it, we gotta, like I said before, we gotta start loving ourselves better. And we gotta start choosing better partners. I can't find the videos with all the comments from those types of men, those alpha males. By the way, again, watch my last video or listen to the last episode of the podcast. I broke down the terminology of alpha male. Even the person that coined the phrase alpha male, he regrets it because he said it doesn't make sense. Alpha males only become alphas because they feel fear. They are afraid or they're in captivity. So they have to, they are the ones that have the heightened aggression and the heightened everything else. So they got to, pump the chest up. All right, I'm going to rule over y'all because I'm in here. You in the same fucking imprisonment, captivity, everybody else, and you trying to pump fake with whatever. So anyway, the point is that was a made up term by David Mack, I think, Dr. David Mack. So he now into like 20 years later, he, started to look at the characteristics of wolves outside of captivity, the ones they had in captivity, and like a kind of like a conservation or whatever. And even then he was like, no, this ain't right. You know what I mean? So he changed his mindset on that. And that's okay. And that's not really what I was talking about. And I'm going to let y'all go before I do the promo and the writer's reflections. My thing is that the guys that were in their feelings in the comments, the ones that feel, these girls going to start doing something, yada, 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 yada. Those are the same guys that get mad at a woman that do everything for herself. I'm sorry. You can't get mad at a female that goes out with, you want a girl that, okay, if she don't have nothing to bring to the table or whatever, you want her to give her up some ass. But then you turn around and you sit up there and shame the woman who don't need you to do nothing for her. And she's like, well, I don't need you to pay for this. Matter of fact, I'm going to pay for yours. And then you're like, oh, she's an independent woman. Oh, you one of them I don't need a man types. The call me when the check engine light comes on. Like, you can't fucking call Midas or Mako or take it to the dealership like, ooh, oh my God, I couldn't dial these numbers and get a mechanic. Anyway, if you are listening to this on a podcast and you want to get some gist, I'll put the link to the video that I'm going to post. I think it got taken down just that fast because TikTok stay fucking with me. Like, I've literally posted the same thing that someone else posted, but you sat up there and said that because I posted it, I don't know what it is. This is the third time that they did. No, this is the fourth time that they got me with a restriction. It is what it is. But I'm not even going to be mad about it. I have the video downloaded, and I thank God I did my little reaction, and I did record it. I'm going to put it on my Instagram, and you'll be able to see that. So don't even worry about my TikTok information. I'm probably about to get rid of TikTok anyway. But I'm going to put it up on Instagram. Y'all can review and let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Or you can leave a message down below here on Spotify, or comment down here below on YouTube. For if you are watching this on YouTube, you're going to see the video regardless. I'm going to put a clip somewhere, if not already, in this video. I'm going to get to the writer's reflections in the promo, because I just can't. Fellas, y'all got to stop it. Get your shit together. Ladies, get your shit together. Because we collectively are supposed to complete one another. I don't know what it is about the male population and some females. Y'all, think about it. Just listen to this. Y'all mad if a woman is too needy or you got to do everything for her. You mad if she do everything for herself. Shit, you even mad if she want to date another woman, or a man that wants to date a man. Like, y'all just mad at everything and everybody. For what? Why? Woo, child. Anyway, let's get to the promo. Lord have mercy. I'm done talking about it. I got kind of distracted because they gave me the little community violation things or whatever. As always, I'm so tired of them. I'm tired of them on Instagram. Which reminds me, when I post it on Instagram, I'm not gonna post it with the Reels bonus, because they use that to try to like say, oh, we're not gonna give you money because my Instagram is monetized. But I'm trying to get my YouTube monetized, so y'all get these numbers up. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel and watch these videos, because I'm gonna be putting out content and y'all not watching it. Okay, on to the promo. Oh, excuse me. Whew. That's that spicy ramen that I had. I had some tofu and ramen. It was delicious. That's like my Friday go-to meal now. Okay, so today's promo, today's spotlight business of the day is Caribbean Craze. Caribbean Craze is back, y'all. It is back. If you love a dance workout, kind of like a line dance with a Caribbean flair, this is the class for you. I know the instructor. We both have our roots in Zumba. Now, I'm still doing Zumba. We both branched off and did our own thing. She did the Caribbean Craze. Craze is a line dance based off of like Caribbean dances or whatnot. The classes are now being hosted at Exhibit A Studio. Coincidentally, where I teach my twerk out on Thursdays, she's there on Mondays. So go ahead on over there, sign up for classes. You can follow her on Instagram, Marcia, for Caribbean Craze. Is Karibbean, Craze with K-R-A-Z-E, all one word. So instead of Caribbean with a C and Craze with a C, it's all with a K. I'm going to spell it one more time. Karibbean, K-R-A-Z-E. That's Caribbean Craze. Go sign up for classes. Like I said, every Monday at Exhibit A Studio, 2547 North 47th Street here in Philadelphia. Get you a great workout. It is a dope workout. I can't wait to go join her. I do my Monday run thing at the same time, and I wouldn't get there on time, but one day I'm gonna take off work, especially if it rains or something like that. I'm going to definitely go and get my workout on, because I miss Caribbean Craze. It's such a fun and dope class, and the energy is just like beautiful, and it's a beautiful instructor. You're going to have to check out with her how much that the classes cost. She does sea moss juices, so if y'all want to get one of the sea moss juice, definitely try that mango one. It's good, by the way. You get free shots, or you can purchase one from her after class. But again, that's Caribbean Craze at Exhibit A Studio, 2547 North 47th Street, every Monday at 7. All right, guys, on to the writer's reflection. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Single Chronicles. I had to take a moment and woosah and breathe and calm down, because I was a little irate for a moment there. But today's episode was about the not the anticipation, but the entitlement that people have when they want to be with someone, or just entitlement in general. I'm going to talk more about entitlement and probably narcissistic people in the long run, but this isn't just narcissistic people that do this. This is wounded, hurt people who have not healed. Healing is a very hard thing to do. It's not easy to just be healed and not do the same things that we did before that made us the broken shell of a person. Wounded, there's energies, and I talked about this briefly last time. The yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine energies, they are always in some type of flux. They're always in sync with each other, and the healed masculine energy is honest, accountable, he has integrity, he's disciplined and focused and logical, and he offers a sense of stability and security. He is the one that gives. The healed female or divine feminine energy, however you want to call these, it receives, it's supportive. Even though it's vulnerable, it's grounded and receptive and receiving of all those things that the masculine energy is placing out there. Now, this has nothing to do with gender per se, but if you do look at it in terms of gender solely, it's still the same premise. The feminine energy is open and trusting and creative, and that's what life flows through us. As women, we give birth, and I'm not trying to take this from a gender thing and all that other stuff. I know it's June, and I know people want to fight and just be the way they are these days, but I'm talking about energy. Now, the wounded masculine energy is someone, he's controlling, he's aggressive, he's that alpha male, very toxic, abusive, unstable, and he's competitive. He's competitive with not just other men, but he's competitive with the feminine energy. He wants to control her or that feminine energy all the time, and that feminine that female that's wounded, manipulative, narcissistic, very emotional, plays to being a victim, lacks accountability. Both sides lack accountability, to be honest, but she comes off as very codependent and needy. I need you to do these things for me. So when a wounded female and a wounded male go towards a healed individual, or anybody else for that matter, the woman is very needy and codependent and is expecting and has this sense of entitlement for you to do for her. The masculine one is very controlling and abusive and aggressive and just extra, and he's fragile. The ego is fragile. He's also and has a sense of entitlement, thinking that you should be doing this, X, Y, and Z for him. So what I want to do, what I want you guys to think, to really think about today is, despite and regardless of gender, no matter what gender you identify with, no matter what gender you were born as, we are all made up of energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be passed on from one thing to another thing. So, for example, if I have traumas and toxicities from my childhood that aren't healed, naturally, I'm going to pass them on to my children. I'm going to pass them on to my partners. And once my children grow up, they pass it on to their children. It's called a generational curse. I also pass that on to my partners, and they become toxic. And if they end up leaving me, they make other people toxic and unhappy, and it's a vicious cycle that keeps going until the curse is broken and someone says, you know what, I'm going to get help and I'm going to heal, and I'm no longer going to be this wounded person. This is in nature. This is in everyday life. Again, energy can't be destroyed. Even when we pass on from this physical realm, our bodies decompose. They go back into the earth, so to speak. Like bodies that are even buried in natural ground, grass still grows and flourishes on top of it. And it's that energy, that recycling of energy that makes everything in this world go. I like to call the feminine and masculine energies duality, because we all possess a little bit of both. Again, now it is expected that a woman have more feminine energy and a man have more masculine energy, but then that also still goes by what you identify with. If you identify as a masculine male with masculine energy, doesn't matter what you identify with. It's if that is a healed divine masculine energy. And same thing as goes for women. You have to let go of that toxicity, that pain, that hurt, that trauma. Let it go. Stop expecting the next person that you're with to be like the last person you're with. Better yet, heal so you don't choose another person like they were. So you won't expect a healthy, healed person to be that way, and you'll be able to avoid a wounded, toxic person. And that way, the energies can thrive and be in this awesome, dope sense of duality, and just go from there. Alright guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Single Chronicles. I kept today a little briefer than normal because I just wanted to get straight to the point. And I did change the topic. Next week I'm going to be talking about parenting. Again, I'm going to be back on that subject, so it's going to be a little different than the last time I covered it. I think it was season 1. But again, stay tuned for that. I want to thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I appreciate you. Without you, there would be none of this. I wouldn't be doing it. I mean, it's therapeutic for me, but I love doing it for you guys. So if you have topics, confessions, you got a question that you want to ask and have it answered, submit them in. I will answer them as best as I can. I will talk about the topics, and we'll have it discussed in the body of the podcast episode, as well as here in the Writer's Reflection, or Accountability Corner, as I like to sometimes call it. And yeah, but this was a fun, crazy dating horror story. Imagine going out and thinking someone's asking you out to get treated, and this happens. Sucks to suck. I guess that's why I'm single. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this right here and say what I always say. You know, my mantra is be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. All right, guys, take care.